Spring AI has made simple to integrate LLMs in Java Spring Boot applications. You can check the full list of supported tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and many other from the Spring AI documentation. In our previous tutorial, we have learned how to integrate ChatGPT in your Spring Boot applications. We have implemented a small REST API endpoints through where we can communicate with ChatGPT and make a simple tour plan. This was text-based communication, but the feature of Spring AI does not end here. We can even use it to generate images like this. Or what about this? And that's what we are going to implement here. With Spring AI, for the image generation, you can make your imagination to reality. And there, the sky is the limit. So, let's get started. Here I am going to start from where we have left in our previous tutorial. Let me give you a brief overview what we have done. Here we have this project opened. On the left sidebar, you can see the file and folders of our project. And here is our controller. That is our trip planner controller. Here in this file, we have a method plan my trip, and it accepts plan model. Here we have the prompt for asking ChatGPT for the tour plan. And here we are calling our AI service.chat method with prompt as a parameter. Let's check our AI service. In our AI service, here we are injecting chat client, and this is our chat method. It accepts string, and in the return statement, using the chat client API, we are sending the request to ChatGPT and getting the response content as a string and returning it to the controller. Now in this AI service class, here I am going to create a method for generating images. Let's create a public method, and it returns string. Name this generate image, and it accepts string and name is instruction. Inside this generate image method, for generating image, I need image model that is provided by Spring AI. Let's inject this in our AI service. At the beginning of the class, here after our this chat client, creating a new private field, final, then the type is OpenAIImageModel, and give it a name OpenAIImageModel. Now we need to inject this. This is our constructor. Here beside our chat client builder, this constructor will accept OpenAIImageModel and name this image model. And here inside this constructor, I am setting this dot OpenAIImageModel to image model. So we have now injected the image model, and in our generate image class, here I am using OpenAIImageModel, then call. Let's check what we need to provide. Command and click this call method to open the source. Here this call returns image response and accepts image prompt. Let's check what inside this image prompt. On your Mac, command and click, or if you are using Windows, control and click on this image prompt. Here this is the source code of the image prompt. Let's download the source. This is the image prompt class that is provided by Spring AI, and let's scroll down. Here this is a constructor that accepts list of image message. We are not going to use this. Here is another method. It accepts list of image message and image options. And this is also not the method that we are going to use in our tutorial. Here we have another constructor that accepts instruction as string and also accept image options. Here in our tutorial, we are going to use this one. We will provide the instruction and image options. Let's check what inside these image options. Command and click on these image options. Here it has couple of properties that we can define about the image. Here we have this getN. There is a number of image we want to generate. Then we can provide the model, the image weight, height, and many other properties. Let's implement this. Close these tabs. Here we are going to use this one. We'll provide the instruction and image options in our constructor. Let's close this tab. Close this tab as well. Here in our AI service, in this call method, provide new image prompt. This is from Spring Framework AI image package. And here inside this image prompt, we need to provide the instruction. So here the instruction, and then we need to provide the image options. Here we'll use OpenAI implementation of the image options. We can use that using OpenAI image options dot builder. Then provide information about our image. First one is height. Let's give it 1024, and then provide the width, and this is also 1024. Then the quality, I want it to be HD. Then n, the number of image we want to generate, that is 1. And finally build. Here I want to provide some information. The supported height and width, let's give this information as the method documentation. The accepted image sizes are, currently OpenAI support the following image size: 1024 by 1024 or 1024 by 1536 or 1536 by 1024. And for the image quality, the supported image, let's update this to supported image size. Now the supported image qualities are HD, that is small h and d, or standard. Here we are using HD, and here we have this information. Let's use my AI tool to generate this method documentation for this. Select this and choose this AI tool and write documentation. Just wait for a couple of seconds. Wow, it just generated a documentation for us with information that we need to provide. Let's remove this our old text. Now here in our AI service, now let's save the response. It will be image response. Name this response. And finally here I'm going to return response dot get result. Then let's get the output and then get URL. So this is our method for generating the image using the ChatGPT in our AI service class. Now let's do some refactoring. Here I want to extract these options into a separate variable. So select this portion, then extract variable, and this is our image options. So this is extracted. Now opening the sidebar. Here you see in our sidebar we have couple of class. Let's organize this. In our base package, I'm going to create a new package. Let's name it service. Another package inside our base package. Name this controller. Creating another package. This one is for DTO. Now click this AI service and drag it to our service package and click this refactor. Then plan model, drag to this DTO, refactor, and finally drag this tree planner controller to our controller package and refactor. So now our project is a lot more organized. Inside our controller, beside this tree planner controller, I'm going to create a new Java class. Name it image controller. Let's close the sidebar. Here annotate this class with controller. Here I'm not using the REST controller because this controller is going to render an HTML file. So inside this image controller, we need to inject our AI service, private final AI service. Name this AI service and inject this using constructor. Generate constructor, select our AI service and click OK. Now here I'm going to add a get mapping. The endpoint will be generate. Here let's provide a request mapping for this controller. It will be image. So the URL will be image then /generate. Here this will be a public method and returns string name image from. In this method, in the return statement, provide the HTML file name that it will render. In our case, it will be image form. Now here it's showing an warning. That is because we have not created this HTML. Here we'll use Thymeleaf as a templating engine to render our HTML. So open the sidebar. Here in our resources directory, we need to create a new directory, name templates. Inside this template, create a new HTML file, name this image form. So we have created our HTML file. Now let's collapse the sidebar, navigate to our controller, not this on this strip controller. Let's close this image controller. Here is showing this warning, cannot resolve MVC view image form. That is because we need to add a dependency here to render this HTML properly. Here the exact dependency that we need for our project, that is Thymeleaf. In our pom.xml, here I'm going to add the dependency, add dependency tag, provide the group ID. For Thymeleaf, the group ID is org.springframework, and the artifact, my IDE auto-completed this artifact ID. I'm not going to use that web flags. This artifact will be spring boot starter Thymeleaf, and here I have made typing mistake. This will be Thymeleaf. Now we need to refresh this Maven project. Click on this refresh icon here to synchronize this. It's still error there. Maybe I need to fix the group ID. Now try to refresh it again. So with that, our error is gone. Now back to the image controller, and the error in our image form is also fixed. Now open our imageform.html file. Here, to use Thymeleaf in our HTML tag, here we need to provide a namespace declaration, that is xmlns then :th. It will be http then www.thymeleaf.com. It's showing an error. So it will be http then : www.thymeleaf.org. Here update the title to image generator. Now let's start the project. Our project is started. Let's check this in the browser. Here the URL is localhost 8080 then image/generate. Here it's showing an white label error. Let's check what is the problem. Here this is our image controller. Here we have this URL images then generate. Actually this will not REST controller. It will be request mapping, not body mapping. So with that, restart this project again and refresh the browser. Here we have this HTML page. Currently it is not showing anything, but check the title. It's just rendering our HTML page. Let's add some text in our form. In the body, provide h1 and say it's hello. Now start this project and refresh. Here we go. This page will contain the form, the input field for the instruction of the image, that is the image prompt. Let's do this now. Removing this text, here we will have a form. Let's indent this correctly. For action, in Thymeleaf we need to provide th action, and here we need to provide the URL, the endpoint where this form will be submitted. So it will be image then /generate. We'll create another endpoint, another post mapping endpoint in our image controller with this generate as a URL pattern of the endpoint to process this form request. Then provide the method th method to post, and here let's add some styling. Let's cut this form, add a new div and add a class with card. Inside this div, paste our form. Inside this form, create an input field of type text and name it instruction, and this is required. Then we need a button of type submit and give it a label submit. Here I am adding some style for this form. So a style tag. So giving the body some initial styling, that is providing the margin, set it to 0, add a height, let's say it is 100 VH, then display flags, align items to center, justify content to center, and background, and give it a background color F7, F9, FC. Give it a font family. It will be Arial, Helvetica, and sans serif. Now the styles for our card. Provide a background color of white, add a padding to REM, give it a width of 320 pixels, border radius to 12 pixel, box shadow 0, 4 pixel, 12 pixel, and RGBA to 0, 0, 0, and 0.05. Provide text align to center. Now for the style for this input field, input, this for type text, and this will be width to 100%, providing padding to 0.75 REM and 1 REM, border 1 pixel, solid, give this border a color DC DF E6, and border radius 8 pixel, then font size 1 REM, outline none, give it a transition, it will be border color, and it will 0.2 seconds. Now provide the style for when this input field is focused. Let's copy this property, then colon focus. Here when focused, the border color will be changed to #5A67D8. Add a style for our submit button. Provide a margin top to 1 REM. Give it a width to 100%. Padding 0.75 REM. Border none. And border radius to 8 pixels. Then provide a background color #5A67D8. Then provide a text color to white. Font size to 1 REM. Cursor to pointer, and provide a transition. It will be background over 0.2 seconds. Then another property, when the button is hovered, the background will be #434190. Now let's run the project and see this in action. So our project is started. Open the browser. Here refresh this. Here you see we have this beautifully designed form. This text field just kind of overflowed. It's a little bit big. Let's fix this. Here let's inspect this in developer tool. Choose our form field. Let's say how can make this a little bit smaller. This is our card. If we update the width, if we increase the width of our card, no, it's not working. Our form field is also extending as well. So let's try with overflow property. Overflow hidden. No, it's not working. Let's try to update the styles of our input field. Here let's decrease the width to 90%. Here I think this looks good. So back to the ID, let's update this property in the style of our input field. Here update the width to 90%. And here in this input field, let's add a placeholder. Describe your image. Now restart this project. Back to the browser and refresh this. Here we have this nicely styled input field with a placeholder. Let's update this. Replace this smaller case d with capital D. And here let's create this endpoint to process our submitted form. So in our image controller, here provide a post mapping. The endpoint will be same. Generate. It is a public method. Returns string generate image, and it accepts request param. This request param will be the name of our input field. Let's check what was the name. In our image form, this was our input field instruction. Let's copy this name and paste it here. It will be type string instruction. Here inside this form, we are going to call our AI service dot generate image, and here provide the instruction and save the response in a string called image URL. Let's move these parameters into a separate line, and beside this request parameter, I also accept model from WRG Spring Framework UI package. Name this model. So here inside this method, model dot add attribute, set the attribute name as image URL, and the value is our image URL, and return. Here in the return statement, I will give another HTML that will render this image. Let's name it show. We need to create this HTML file as well. So inside our template directory, inside resources, create a new HTML file show. This file will also have a similar style as our image form. Let's copy the full content of our image form. Copy and back to our show.html and paste. In our show.html file, we do not need this form. Instead, here we will render the image, adding another div for holding the image. Class image-holder. Inside this div, provide the image tag, then src. To access the model attribute from our image controller that we have set from this show.html, we need to provide a Thymeleaf specific tag th, then colon src. Here we need to provide a $, then curly bracket, and here we have this image URL. And let's add some styling for this image holder. So inside the style tag for class image holder, give it a top margin of 1.5 rem, width to 100%, provide a background color of #EDF2F7, give it a border 2 pixel dash and a border color with #CBD5E0, then a border radius of 8 pixel. Display flags, align items to center, justify content to center, overflow hidden. Now add the style for the image inside our image holder. So image holder, then image tag img. Here provide the max width to 100%, max height 100%, object fit to cover, border radius to 6 pixels. Now let's start our project and see this in action. Back to the browser, refresh this page. Here describe our image. Here let's provide a description of our image. I want an elephant riding motorcycle, and submit. Here on the backend, our Spring is calling ChatGPT API with this image prompt to generate our image. Let's wait a couple of seconds. For generating image, it may take a little bit time. Let's wait for a couple of minutes. So our image is generated, and here it is, a beautiful image that an elephant is riding a motorcycle. You can view this image by opening it in a new tab. And here we have this beautiful full-size HD image. And that is how easy Spring AI has made this very simple to generate image with just a simple prompt. Let's test one more prompt. A cute panda taking a selfie with an iPhone. Click submit, and the image pops right up. That's all it takes to build AI image generation onto a Spring Boot app with Spring AI. In a real enterprise setup, you will also need proper security for keys, roles, and rate limits. To keep your app safe, catch my Spring Security video next. See you there.